Welcome to Milking Procedures. In this video, you will learn the steps taken to prepare milking equipment, to clean and milk a cow, and finally to filter and cool freshly gathered milk. Eric Lipscomb of Flint Hill Farm Agricultural Education Center will demonstrate these procedures with Amelia, one of our 4-year-old Jersey cows.
Welcome to the milk house. The first thing we're doing this morning is you're going to set up our milk cans. This is our sanitizing rinse. It is a 200 part per million chlorine solution, and we need to maintain at least 2 minutes of contact with our milking equipment. Let them air dry before we attach them to our milk cans for milking. Before we milk, if you want clean milk, it helps to have a clean cow. So we're going to wash our cows. Just use a hose and a brush and just start at the top and work our way down. Time to have at it. Make sure you get down into here and down into the udder. You also want to get inside the leg here, because a lot of times soil will manage to hide up there in that crevice, and that can flow down when you're milking. So we're set up now for milking. The cows are waiting, they've just been cleaned. We have here is our milk can, which you saw set up previously. We also have our red bucket with udder wash, which is a sanitizing solution. That's set up at a rate of 1 ounce of udder wash for every gallon of warm water. We'll apply that to the udder right before we milk to sanitize the area. And over here in front of the head gate, we have a small pile of sweet feed that will, the cows will eat as they're milking, keep them happy. So we're ready for Amelia. All right, send her in. Now for the udder wash. You want to make sure you use a different towel for each teat, or different sides of the same towel for each teat. You don't want to be spreading soil from one teat to another, there's any left. Towels, some use cups, it's all the same thing, whatever works. Now there's a black button underneath that controls the suction. You can see it right there. That controls the suction to this milking can. So you want to have that out so you're not sucking up bits of the floor and other things that are around. What you do is you apply 1 cup at a time, just like that. And once you twist that button, that knob, it'll stay in and maintain suction.
Won't start sucking milk until all 4 of them are set.
No, it won't start until all 4 of those cups are set. So if one's a little loose, the other 3 are going to come out as well. So that's why you have to be kind of quick on it and get them all up there. The only thing you want to pay attention to as you're milking is that there's no inflammation of the udder, that it looks healthy, it's not red or puffed up. She's not sensitive. If you do notice any of those things, number 1, notify someone before you begin milking. That's very important, because if the cow is beginning to show signs of mastitis, you do not want to combine her milk with the milk of any other cows. And so if she does show those signs, take her out of the head gate and milk her after you're done with the others, and when you can separate the milk. And make sure you notify someone so that she can get checked out appropriately. So always keep one hand in that milker, even though it, there is suction is holding on to her udder. You always want to keep one hand on it. Otherwise, if she moves, or sometimes they'll take a step to when they're eating, and they'll knock it off, or with her teeth, it'll just start to fall off. And if that happens, and someone starts to suck up a bit of the floor, you've just lost that morning's milk, because the whole thing is unsanitary at that point. Okay, we've finished milking, so we've carried the milk back into our milk house. The first important thing to do before going in the milk house is take off your shoes, because you do not want to track everything you've been stepping in for the past couple hours in with you. So once that's done, you can come on in. Okay, now that you're in the milk house, the first thing that needs to be done is you need to wash your hands. I've already applied a hand sanitizer. When you wash your hands, you want to get up to your forearms. Also make sure you get in between your fingers. You want to spend about 10 to 15 seconds just scrubbing. Make sure you get any soil loose and free. Get all the tricky spots in between your fingers, around the ends of your fingers. Your fingernails should be cut pretty close, so nothing can get into there. That's just general cleanliness when you're working in a food processing environment. Next important thing is dress. Again, just like how we took our boots off before coming in, you want to make sure you have a hat or hairnet on to keep any hair from the top of your head from falling into the milk or the cheese products. I've got my nifty hat here. And because I have facial hair, I also use a beard net to take care of that. They're actually pretty comfortable, as long as it catches all of the beard. You can hook it around your ears if that makes it easier to hold on to. You can have it run back this way. Whatever works for you, as long as it is around the beard. Either an apron or one of these jobbies. And again, it just keeps everything clean. So now I'm filtering the milk. So the first thing we do is we get our filter set up. This hose here has already been sanitized. This is the pipe that will sit in the milk can. The milk's going to flow through this hose into the milk cans or pots we're going to be putting it away in. So we'll set this over here for the moment. Next we take our filter. You want to make sure you wet the filter before putting it on. Otherwise it won't filter as well. And the purpose of the filter is to catch any little bits of debris, usually things like hair from the cow that's around the udder that may have gotten sucked in with the milk. That'll keep the milk nice and clean. Slide the filter on. Lower that into the milk can. I should have gotten the knot out before I did that, but there we go. That's all set right there. It's smart to grab a lid and just place that over the can, and that'll keep anything, dust in the air if you knock something over from falling in. Now the way this pump works is it pumps by massaging the tube that's placed in this clamped area here. And so the way this causes things to flow is from left to right. Things always flow in this direction. You can see as soon as I turn down the pressure, it becomes a lot harder for that to come through. There we go. See how that just wants to leave? It just vibrates itself right out. Getting close to the bottom. That's where it gets fun. We have that last bit of milk. Now once you turn this off, be careful to remove the hose, because it will siphon out of that container back into there because it's higher up. So we've filtered our milk. Now this milk needs to get as cold as possible, as quickly as possible. This needs to be below 40 degrees within 2 hours. So put a lid on your containers. Also make sure you label everything. So just label these. Just check the temperature. There's a thermometer on the shelf, and just keep an eye on that and make sure that it's at the proper temperature, and everything will be good.